character. Just about the character, how to bring that out. It feels a little like you could just have a lot more fun with it, actually. It takes a little bit of work to bring that to the audience, otherwise it sounds a little flat, if you don't sort of highlight the character things like you're talking about.
Maybe I would just jump in and say, and this is true of this piece, but a lot of pieces, it really takes some time to identify the louder dynamics and to figure out what you want to say specifically when there's a fortissimo versus forte. Sometimes those dynamics sound a little similar. I think that will help with what Samin's saying about the dance quality, or the folk element of these things, is to understand when is it really fist in the air and when is it just a more elevated voice. And so use that as a tool to help you along the way.
There's a lot of that in the beginning, and I felt like we weren't quite doing it, where you have these dong, bong, bong, and then something very different piano. We could get more, not just with loud and soft, but with our dynamics, or with our characters, so that it's really defined. Even at the beginning, when we have the I think we could be softer. We could do a big crescendo at forte. Felt like we kind of stayed there.
Should I just do the beginning, just rehearse the three of you maybe?
Sure.
Just to get the fun quality of that. So that means whenever I see a new dynamic, for me it's also get out of my part, communicate. Because something should happen as a quartet. And I feel like right now it's a little unclear. Like we just kind of go right into it. So we go as opposed to right, and then that's there. Yeah. Go tell you. That was good. I like you showing us that. Can we have more connection to him? Like really do what he does.
he hits that fourth beat with an accent. That's weird. And I'm wondering if you could use those sort of strange accents. And then later on when Brandon was talking about sort of the car horn thing, I'm wondering if there you could play with a little bit more. Like in this and then no accent. Like having
A
real
little
time.
longer
Yeah.
stroke as well. Yeah, bar 4 is, bar 5 is a perfect example of that. You know, like to really feel those accents on the fourth beat. But can we go from before 2, 1, 2, 3 bars? Can we go from there? What is your articulation there?
It's just like, because it's second beat, but so many times, right? But Prokofiev does one thing to it. The first time, it's all down, and then because it's the same. He does. It's that side of it, and then there's another one too. So really exaggerate the differences. So when it's a line with a dot, I think it's a little longer, right? Because the first time you're doing that thing. So I would exaggerate the difference between that and that.
into 6. See if you guys can think linear. Let's go from that piano. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth bar. Let's really play piano. Because so much of this opening is forte, big stuff. Here I think we can go for a different sound. Can we go right from 6? New sound, right? Piano. Do we have time to go on?
We're going to go to the next thing.
Ah, okay.
Well, because you just started.
Yeah, can we try this? Celine was saying something more exotic. This middle section is very different, right? First section is rhythmic and folksy, and then all of a sudden we have a lot of stuff going on. There's like moments where it should feel like when you guys have your thing, like snake charmers. It's a very different kind of sound. So let's explore. Let's play for 2 minutes and see if we can explore that. Yeah, that's better. I think you guys could explore the